Ancient Apparition is probably among my favorite supports, due to his immense presence throughout the game. He is also the strongest counter to any hero, which relies on Lifesteal or Regeneration for sustainability, and it is exactly the reason for his recent popularity spike. Despite the popular build of maxing cold feet first, I think it is not the most optimal way to go. This skill does its job of preventing the enemy to attack and force him to move regardless of the level, and maxing it out will yield lower utility in most higher skilled games. Maxing Ice Vortex is my personal favorite way to play, with value points in first and third skill. I usually finish Chilling Touch next, sometimes opting for stats instead of extra levels in cold feet. His lane presence is immense, with a somewhat powerful slow and a great steroid for early levels. The hero can win tri-lane versus tri-lane scenarios with the burst damage he provides, while making sure no exchange is happening with one of the enemy heroes forced to flee or get stunned. He also makes any nukers on your team a lot more potent. There are a lot of weaknesses on the hero. His ultimate is a skill shot, which has a relatively low radius if used in a fight. If used as a long-range projectile, it can be tricky to land occasionally, and will not necessarily yield results if there are no teammates in the proximity. Additionally, if used from far away, you can sometimes be too late to join a fight with your other potent skills. He also falls into the category of somewhat greedy supports. He absolutely needs an Aghanim Scepter. And skipping upgraded boots altogether is not uncommon. It sometimes leaves your team with less arcane boots it needs for sustainability. Finally, he is an extremely squishy hero with terrible STR growth. If focused in the beginning of the fight, he will not be able to do anything in an optional, but probably the most optimal requirement of rushing Aghanim Scepter. Aghanim Scepter leaves him with no survivability mobility items. In many cases I saw players just standing in the fountain and throwing Ice Blast, and not only do these long-ranged projectiles take time to reach the target, but they also leave your team in 4v5 situation, which is never optimal. Given that his positioning in teamfights should be somewhere not far behind his team, to ensure a higher radius ultimate yet still allowing for joining the fight, he is not necessarily a good pick against invisibility heroes or heroes with strong long-range gap closers, Clockwork, Spirit Breaker. Under no circumstances should you allow yourself to get picked off easily. Positioning is key, and you need to prevent the enemy from having information about your position as well as having information about where the enemy is. So when do you pick him? Generally speaking, he fits well in most lineups, but he truly shines in the global strats. Having a competent Spectre on your team is almost an auto win. As mentioned previously, he is also godly against anything heal-based, hence having him against heroes such as Dazzle or Omnite can yield really great results when it comes to countering supports. He also counters a lot of life-stealing auto-attackers and is really good against the plague of current pumps, Juggernaut,